The Dolphins offense. Really? We have to play the Dolphins offense with Tua and Jacoby Brissett? I mean, come on. Of course he's going to play against us and he's going to win. What is going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown. And if you're new here, welcome. It is time for the big game for myself. And a lot of people are probably looking at the Falcons and Dolphins like, it's just another Falcons game. Why is this exciting? Well, I will explain it real quickly because I know I've explained this a lot in every video I make, but this game is super meaningful for me because not only is it my team versus my twin brother's team, but this is the first time we're gonna see our two favorite teams face off in person. We're going to the game in Miami. This is gonna be so exciting, and I just have so many chills going through my whole entire body, just even having to get this far on this channel to preview the Falcons versus Dolphins. This is insane and exciting, and regardless of who the winner is, for me personally, I just want to see a good game and a thrilling ending. Yeah, sure, a Falcons win would be a nice bonus, but I just want to see a good game. That's all I care about. But let's finally get into the long-awaited game preview here. The Atlanta Falcons are coming off a bye week to face off the Miami Dolphins. And before we go into this matchup, let's go over how these game previews work here on Rise Up Rundown. First, we go over summary to the matchup, which means we explain the story for each team entering the game, first the opponent and then the Atlanta Falcons. This is to give you a better idea of each team's motivation and why they're trying to win the game. And then the second thing we go over is what to watch out for from the opponent. Of course, we're going over the opponent's biggest strengths. And then after that, we go over possible breakouts for the Falcons. And it's kind of going over the opponent's biggest weaknesses, but it's also a unit in which maybe the opponent isn't necessarily weak on that side of the ball, but it will not be enough to stop whatever side of the ball that could possibly break out for the Falcons, if that makes any sense. And then obviously, last but not least, we go over how the Falcons can win the game. So let's go over summary to the matchup for the Atlanta Falcons versus the Miami Dolphins. Now for the Miami Dolphins, this is kind of interesting. To say the least, the Miami Dolphins haven't had the season they had hoped. They went 10-6 last year, almost made playoffs, and this year we're entering week 7 and they only have one win. That was something I certainly did not see coming. And, you know, you might look at this as like a lost season, but apparently the Dolphins are trying to get Deshaun Watson this weekend. Now, this is crazy to think because are they seriously gonna come from 1-5, 1-6? Are they 1-5 or 1-6? But I'm pretty sure they're 1-5. So they could go from 1-5 to a playoff team with Deshaun Watson. I mean, it could seriously be insane. Like, the Dolphin season could turn around pretty quickly. So they're kind of just trying to salvage this almost kind of like at the last second. That's kind of what the Dolphins are trying to do. Because it looks like a lost season, but they're trying to see if there's any sort of hope to come back here. And for the Atlanta Falcons, all is looking okay. We are coming off a bye week after a win in London. The offense is starting to look a lot better. The defense is looking better, but it's not quite there yet. Arthur Smith is finding his groove. You know, we haven't had, you know, this huge win or anything, but the Falcons are looking okay. They're looking good, okay? The Falcons are just simply trying to keep up the momentum and see where they can go with this. And if we go 3-3, and then 4-3, and 5-3, then it's kind of like, okay, maybe we can make the playoffs, but let's not look too far ahead. Let's focus on one game at a time. What are we supposed to watch out for from the Miami Dolphins? Now, the first and foremost thing we got to talk about here is the quarterback play. And I know you guys are like, the quarterback play has been pretty weak. Why are we going over this? Well, unfortunately for the Falcons, they're kind of put in a good luck, we don't know what's going to happen, but just good luck and figure it out kind of situation. Because we don't know who's going to play. Like, is it going to be Tua Tagovailoa? Is it going to be Jacoby Brissett? Or is it going to be Deshaun Watson? It could be Tua because he played last week and he was supposed to be their starting quarterback for a long, long time. And he did look pretty good last week in London. It could be Jacoby Brissett because maybe they don't believe in Tua. Or maybe they get Deshaun Watson, but he doesn't know the playbook or anything. So Jacoby's going to play and just kind of be in there until Deshaun Watson's ready to go. Or Deshaun Watson's going to play because secretly he's been studying this playbook and he's already ready to go. I don't know. So what do I think is going to happen? I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. It looks like they're going to trade Tua this week and get Deshaun Watson. But even if Deshaun Watson has been studying this playbook for a longer time than we might think, I don't even know if that's true or not. I'm just kind of making an assumption because it is weird that he's getting signed like right now, isn't it? Like there's got to be something behind this. You would see like that he's training with the Dolphins, you know, like studying the playbook is one thing, but actually going out there and practicing is another. And you haven't really heard from the Dolphins or Texans organization and fan base that he's out there practicing with the Dolphins. So I would assume that Jacoby Brissett is going to play simply because Deshaun Watson's not ready to play yet. But if the Deshaun Watson trade never happens, then I expect Tua to play because they want to see what they want to get out of him. But I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett is what I'm saying. But either way, the Falcons have to prepare for whoever it is. The second thing we do have to watch out for is there are still some playmakers on this offense. Myles Gaskin, the running back, Mike Gesicki, Devontae Parker. Like there are still some playmakers that we need to watch out for. Jalen Waddle. This secondary on the Falcons, besides AJ Terrell and Isaiah Oliver for a little bit, but then he got out for the season, which is unfortunate. This secondary has been... So we need to be careful. We can't just look at how, you know, unimpressive the Dolphins offense has been and just think, we got this, we can do this. No, there are playmakers on this Dolphins offense. And our secondary has not had a lot of playmaking highlights. So like we really need to watch out for these playmakers. And last but not least, everyone is familiar that the Dolphins do have a very turnover worthy defense. It is not really a fluke. In fact, they were on this big streak of having a turnover in every game until like what, week 4 of this year, I want to say. But I mean, still, like that's a long time for having all these turnovers. Of course, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones are on this defense. It's just an awesome defense coached by Brian Flores, so watch out. All that being said, what are some possible breakouts for the Atlanta Falcons? And the only breakouts I have is the entire offense. Now, this is exciting to go over, and I'm going to go over why this Atlanta Falcons offense has a huge chance of breaking out. And it's not just because it's Matt Ryan and company, they always break out. No. It's more than that. So let's first go over why the passing game could break out. Because I know I did mention that the Dolphins do have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard and whatnot, but the Falcons offense, the passing game I should say, has really been clicking the last few weeks they've played. I would really say ever since they played Washington is when this offense started to look special. They're starting to utilize Kyle Pitts, and it's just a work of magic when Kyle Pitts gets utilized. You look a lot better, so maybe Arthur Smith should keep doing that. Looks like he is finally doing that. So Kyle Pitts is awesome. Of course, you're gonna look great when you have Cordell Patterson. Calvin Ridley is coming back healthy, and he looks happy. Matt Ryan, of course, is killing it. He hasn't thrown an interception since week 2, I want to say. In fact, week 2 is the only game so far in the season he's thrown interceptions. So this offense has just really been looking good. And that's all I got to say about the passing game. Arthur Smith is showing that he actually maybe knows what it takes, but he's got to keep practicing. Now, the running game, the Dolphins defense hasn't been the best stopping the run. It seems like whoever they play, they have a big game. The running backs, that is. So I don't know. Mike Davis could have a big game here. Of course, Cordell Patterson, if he plays running back, when he plays running back, he will probably have a big game. So just saying, but another thing that could actually break out here is this offensive line. Now, I know this offensive line has been, for the most part, kind of a joke throughout the season, but they've looked better. Like, I would say ever since the Giants game, this offensive line has actually been not so bad. It's been okay. Like, they could defend Chase Young and company, and the Jets defensive line, which is actually pretty good. And this Dolphins defensive line, it's not bad, but it could be a little better, I guess. So this offensive line, I don't know if it's gonna break out. I take that back. I don't know if it's gonna, be elite or anything, but it could look good is what I am saying. But overall, the thing we all care about, how the Falcons can win this game. Well, to me, the first thing that is honestly super crucial here is to put pressure on the quarterback. The Dolphins' offensive line has maybe been the biggest weakness all year for them, as it seems like the quarterbacks are like running for their life, and the coaching staff doesn't even know how to coach an offense because of this offensive line. Like, the offensive line has been pretty bad, but our pass rush has also kind of been, not like the best ever. It's like Grady Jarrett, and that's it. I don't even think Dante Fowler's playing, but it's not like he's this big playmaker. So we gotta step up here, man. Like, I feel like I'm not trying to roast the Dolphins offensive line or anything, but it's just been kind of weak. But you gotta step up here, man. Like, the Falcons have got to get a big pass rush going, please. And then the other thing is, we gotta keep scoring. This Falcons offense has looked a lot better. And regardless of who plays quarterback of the Dolphins, hopefully this offense will not be able to keep up with the Falcons, because I feel like a narrative out there is that the Dolphins offense doesn't keep up in games, and like, whatever, I guess, they don't score 30 plus or whatever, but the Dolphins offense has honestly been keeping up a little better than expected. Like, they were keeping it close to the Jags. They kept it close to the Patriots. They kept it close to the Raiders with Derek Carr. Like, the offense has honestly not been as far off as everyone says. So let's just keep on scoring and limit the amount of times the Dolphins can keep up, I guess. But that's all I got. Nonetheless, I am excited for a big game here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys with a game recap this Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Love and appreciate you all for the support, and as always, rise up.